Hey, what's up, guys? So I was thinking back to when I was actually 18 or 19 years old, and I can't help but think that I was always stressed out about like what I was going to be doing when I was older. Like I was always trying to like rush that process, trying to figure out like exactly like where I'm going to end up, professionally, like with the career and stuff like that. And then I come to realize like over time, now being like 25, that stuff just happens over time. Like you can't like just go and decide, hey, I'm going to be doing this and go hard at this. Like, I mean, you have to like go through all these motions and like figure out where you want to be and how you're gonna get there. Because if you try and like skip levels, it's just not possible. You have to learn yourself, and you have to learn like what you're good at, and you have to learn how to like navigate through all that in order to grow, right? So this next clip I'm going to show you actually is funny because I recently did a podcast with my dad, and it turns out that he kind of had the same like struggle when he was like my age, like really struggled with what he wanted to do, and just kept trying new things and getting himself in new positions, and eventually he just found what he wanted to do. He found what he liked to do, and he just ran with that. So like I said, I really like appreciate this next clip, and like I think it really hits at home for me too, because I know I went through that same struggle, and hopefully this clip provides a little bit of value to you guys as well. So enjoy.
After high school, I went off to college and kind of switched schools a few times and had some different jobs. Really had a lot of trouble finding what I wanted to do. And so I would kind of go to school for a semester or so, and then I'd work for another semester. I didn't want to run up a lot of debt while I was trying to figure out what to do. And I think, like a lot of people that age, I felt kind of stressed out about that. A lot of people go off to school and they do their 4 years and they find themselves a job, but I just wasn't finding what really interested me in going to college. So like I said, I went on and off, and I worked a lot of different jobs. I worked at a produce warehouse. I worked as a TA at MATC, a lot of different things. And so I had about 3 years of college complete, and I was 24. And then a friend of mine worked for a company in Madison, a printing company, and there was an opening there, and I thought, well, there's another job to take for, I'll work there 6 or 9 months, and I'll go back to school again. And then I was hired there, and it was a very fast-growing company. And so after I was there about 6 months, I was promoted to assistant manager where I worked, and then a couple months later, they made me a manager of a new store. And so all of a sudden, like I said, I was 24 years old. I was actually making pretty good money, and I decided to stick it out for a while. I never went back to school. But the opportunity cost of giving up that job would have been too high, and I liked the industry, and I was moving up in that company, and it turned out to be a wise move on my part. I worked there for about 9 years, and I liked the owner of the company a lot, and him and I got along. We really thought the same way. He was a former IBM salesperson.
Okay.
And I learned a lot about, it's important to be well dressed and good mannered, and a lot of good things from him. And I used to say if he still ran the company, I'd still work there. Unfortunately, he sold out to a group of people, and I didn't really get along that well with the majority new owner. Wasn't a bad guy, but we just didn't think alike. Yeah, we had different ideas on where the business should go, and so I decided then that I would start my own business.